Thank you so much for being here, Secretary Granholm, for speaking with us. And I'm really grateful for DOE's climate leadership and clean energy commitments. Your investment in scaling carbon removal technologies, in rapidly building interstate transmission lines, and recent successes at the Loans Program Office are helping us develop a clean energy economy. And I'm also encouraged by your focus on sustainable aviation fuels, and specifically algae biofuels. And I look forward to continuing to partner with you in expanding next generation clean technologies and addressing the climate crisis. But today I want to talk about a less positive development, and that's the threat to the United States solar industry by the consideration of imposing tariffs on solar panels. This case could cost us 100,000 American solar jobs and jeopardize our common clean energy goals. Already, 318 projects are being canceled or delayed, and if the administration decides to impose tariffs, it could cause solar capacity to fall 75 gigawatts short of the pace needed to reach the president's solar goal. Tariffs can also affect reliability. In California, we are using energy storage to help provide grid reliability and the avoidance of blackouts. But these projects are often solar combined with storage projects. So if you can't get the panels, you can't build the storage. So Madam Secretary, in September of 2021, DOE released the Solar Future Study, which argued that the U.S. must install an average of 30 gigawatts of solar capacity per year between now and 2025 to reach the president's goal of having solar power 40% of the nation's electricity by 2035. Yesterday, the Solar Energy Industries Association said that solar installation forecasts for 2022 and 2023 are being cut by 46% due to consideration of tariffs. So instead of doubling our solar deployment, we're cutting it in half. Is the Department of Energy researching how this potential loss in solar deployment could affect energy reliability and our climate goals, and planning what steps the administration needs to take to offset the solar project losses if they decide to impose tariffs?
Share your deep concern about this. As you know, the decision is an adjudicative decision that rests with the Department of Commerce. The administration, I know the Climate Office also shares the deep concern about the potential inability to complete and deliver on the president's goals of getting to 100% clean electricity by 2035. So yes, it's safe to say that there is an awful lot of effort around how to address this, given that it is an adjudicative proceeding.
Well, I feel like you're in a very difficult position. I understand the situation. I would also just note that as we sit here in the room that makes the laws, and we've got paperwork that's in the way of policy now. And so, I really think we have to look at how we shoot ourselves in the foot by allowing this kind of stuff to happen. This is the tail wagging the dog. And I'm fully supporting, by the way, of expanding domestic manufacturing of solar panels and components. And it's encouraging to see the solar industry's target of manufacturing 50 gigawatts of domestic production annually by 2030. But even if we were to pass the necessary incentives to expand solar manufacturing in the U.S. and offset imports from other nations, it's going to take us 5 to 10 years to scale up. So investing in domestic manufacturing in the long run cannot be an excuse to stop solar deployment in the short term. So Madam Secretary, can you tell us more about DOE's efforts to expand domestic manufacturing of solar components and whether there's any way to get around this long lead time for scaling up?
Well, we clearly have to accelerate. There's no doubt about it. One of the components of the budget is a solar manufacturing accelerator that we are asking you to approve, and this would help to achieve what the manufacturing processes are that can be accelerated in the solar realm, in addition to the additional research that's necessary on advanced components. So whether it's the use of technology, the use of integrated systems, the bottom line is we have to accelerate. Clearly, the congressional action on getting the Solar Energy Manufacturing Act passed would be a tremendous assist, because we want the private sector engaged on this, and we want to build out that full supply chain. But in the meantime, we recognize that we also have to make sure that we are not slowing down our efforts, but we're also not, and I think you would probably agree, not installing panels that are circumventing or that are potentially built with labor from, that from the solar industry in Xinjiang, et cetera. So both sides of those.
I would just say, I think, we call it an existential crisis. We need to act like it's an existential crisis.
Yeah.
And I think the notion that we have these laws, and I imagine maybe Secretary Raimondo is equally concerned. The imagine we've set up these laws that shoot us in the foot this way and put our planet at risk is of great concern to me, and I just wanted to let the administration know that. Thank you.